Words are powerful. I'm always talking about positive affirmations, speaking things into existence. I love that stuff every bit as much, if not actually a little more, than the health stuff. And today I'm going to share a story, raw and real, that is such a powerful example of this. And I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. Let me know if you would like more of this type of content. So, and this relates to the Maximum Cover Girl competition. So to give you just a quick update, if this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos, hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I was born in 1966. So I am 58 years old. I'm a double certified health and weight loss coach, author, content creator, and now a grand finalist in the Maximum Cover Girl competition. And let me explain what that means and a little history. So back in 2020, I was 53 years old, and kind of on a whim, I entered a competition to be on the cover of Maxim, a luxury men's magazine. The rule was you must be at least 18 years old to enter. And I was like, well, yeah, I can check that box. So as it turns out, I entered, I was accepted into the competition, and I did really well. I made it through all these rounds of elimination voting, made it to the quarterfinals, and then didn't go any further. It was an amazing experience, empowering. I learned so much about myself. Fast forward a couple of years, ended up doing it again in 2024, did even better with it, turned it into this whole message that's now become a movement of it's time to tell a new story about aging. And it was an amazing experience. Again, grew and expanded even more. I had no plans to do it a third time. And then all these things, it's actually a whole video in itself, probably led me to realize that I had to do it again this year in 2025. So by late 2024, I knew that I would be entering the Maximum Cover Girl competition. I didn't know exactly when it was going to start, but figured it would be early in 2025. So I already started, I don't want to say thinking about it, just embodying this. Who am I? Who is Maxim Cover Girl Elizabeth? How does she show up for herself? All of these things. And because I knew that every time I've done this, it lights me up, it sets my soul on fire. So, as you know, I journal every day, and I use, and this isn't even a plug, well, shameless plug, but that's not even the point of this. I use my own journal, the Happy Healthy Not Journal. I'll link it in the comments. You can purchase this on Amazon. So this is a 90-day journal. You can start it at any time. And you fill it out every day with the gratitude, the affirmations, and then there's space to, setting an intention for the day, something you're proud of. And there's also space to track what you're eating, your workouts, all of these things. So when I start a new journal, or when anyone starts one of these journals, there's a page that says before you begin, and it talks about setting an intention for where you want to be in the next 90 days. So I've been using this journal since 2021. When I fill one out, I just move on to the next one. So I was starting a new journal on January 7th of this year, 2025. And at this point, I didn't know when the Maximum Cover Girl competition was starting, but as it was asked, talking about where do I want to be in the next 90 days, I thought, okay, that's early April 2025. It's a couple months down the road. Where do I want to be? And I listed some health goals, some financial, business goals. And I put all of these as an affirmation, like I am. And the last one was, I am a finalist in the Maximum Cover Girl competition and having the time of my life. So I went about my 90 days of journaling, as I do. The Maximum Cover Girl competition was announced shortly after that. We'll get back to exactly when it was announced. But the Maximum Cover Girl competition was announced, let's just say right away. I dove into it head first. And the whole thing, for those of you that have followed me on, seen more of this, maybe on Instagram or Facebook, I was indeed having the time of my life. When people talk, there's that song, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, which is talking about like the Christmas season. For me, Maximum Cover Girl is the most wonderful time of the year. I love everything about what this does for me, how this lights me up. I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but for me, entering this competition, I don't look at myself as competing with other women, I look at how can I be the best version of myself? And it just, again, lights me up, sets my soul on fire, sparks my creativity, pushes me in the most wonderful way to create more, do more, be more, and take the most exceptional, exquisite care of myself so I can show up for myself and my audience every single day. So that's exactly what I was doing. And I'm, of course, filling out my journal every day. Every now and then, somehow I'll skip a day. So, it may take a little more than 90 days to complete one of these. So last week, I realized that I was almost at the end of this journal. And I looked to see, and again, this is a fresh one that I haven't filled out yet. I looked to see how many days were left. And this was like on a Monday. So it would have been Monday, the 7th of April. And I saw it was just like that day and three more. So it's 4 days left. So the last day of this journal would be Thursday, April 10th, which was the last day of the finals, the round that I was in of the Maximum CoverGirl competition. And when I realized that, I just said, I've got this. So if you win the finals round, you move on to the interview phase. So I was like, wow. And at this point, I was in second place in the finals, but I didn't care. I said, I've got this. I've got this. So sure enough, April 10th comes along, the last day of my journal. The finals round is ending at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm getting like chills right now. Like I moved forward. I won my finals round, moving me forward to the interview round of the competition. I didn't even realize until the next day. I mean, this is a huge deal to me. But I didn't realize until the next day when I spoke to a representative from the Maxim CoverGirl team, who was just amazing, that over 50,000 women entered the competition this year. And they're interviewing 25 to 30 for the cover. And I have an interview. Like this blows my mind. Blows my mind. I'm so ready for this interview. I'm so ready for these next steps. So I looked back to the beginning of my journal, as I always do when I finish one, to see what did I, say that I was calling in. And I saw that last affirmation. I am a finalist in the Maximum CoverGirl competition, and I'm having the time of my life. And I started bawling, just the happiest tears. But then as I looked a little closer and looked at the calendar and kind of put two and two together, January 7th was actually like the day that when I started this journal, I didn't know that morning that the competition was actually going to be announced like that night. So that one journal, those words were so powerful. And, now I am a grand finalist in the Maximum CoverGirl competition, preparing for my interview, having the time of my life. Thank you, more please. Words are so powerful, and it works both ways. If you say the day is going to be, a shit show, well, it is. If you say keep talking about how miserable you feel, well, that's exactly how you're going to be. And I'm not saying this isn't that false, like I don't even know what the word for it is, but that it's almost toxic positivity. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about acknowledging where you are and knowing that you're in the right place, that the best is yet to come, that the better it gets, the better it gets. So some affirmations that I use throughout this whole thing were the whole, it's happening. Thank you, more please. It's already mine. So every time somebody would say I voted or, anything positive feedback, it's happening. Thank you, more please. Grateful for what is and eager for more. And then it's already mine. The cover of Maxim is already mine. And I've been doing so many other things to just simply embody this and step into it. And again, if you'd like me to share more of that, let me know. I realized this video is a little different than some of the other stuff I share, but I knew that this story needed to be told. So I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you like my content, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you'll get more of it. Have an amazing day.